What's the difference between similar and identical? How do we compare and contrast ideas? Today, we'll explore words that highlight differences and similarities with clear definitions, real-world examples, and engaging images. Let's master the language of comparison. Resemblance as noun. A person or thing that closely resembles another, especially in appearance. The state or fact of being similar or alike, similarity. The resemblance between the suspect and the sketch was uncanny. The resemblance of her handwriting to her mother's was remarkable. The dog's resemblance to a wolf was undeniable. The resemblance of the painting to a photograph fooled many viewers. There's a striking resemblance between the twins. Conformity is noun. Behavior that aligns with prevailing attitudes, practices, or customs. Compliance with standards, rules, or norms. Nonconformity with dress code regulations may result in disciplinary action. Social conformity often leads individuals to adopt the beliefs and behaviors of the majority. The company's policies require strict conformity to safety regulations. Cultural conformity can be observed in rituals and traditions shared by members of a community. The experiment measured participants' conformity to group pressure in decision-making tasks. Comparison as verb. To assert or suggest that one thing is similar to another. To examine two or more items or concepts in order to note similarities and differences. The teacher asked the students to compare the themes of two novels they had read. The politician compared the current economic situation to that of previous administrations. The writer compared the protagonist of the story to a tragic hero. He compared the prices of various products before making a purchase. She compared the features of different smartphones to find the best one for her needs. Parallel as noun. A line or plane that is equidistant at all points from another line or plane. Something that runs alongside and at the same distance from another thing. A similarity or correspondence between two things. A comparison or analogy that can be drawn between two separate entities or situations. The road was wide enough to accommodate two parallel lanes of traffic. The teacher drew parallels between the protagonist's journey in the novel and historical events. The study found interesting parallels between the behavior of chimpanzees and humans. There are parallel lines of latitude and longitude on maps, dividing the Earth's surface into coordinates. The politician drew a parallel between the current economic situation and the Great Depression. Comparison as noun. The act or instance of comparing. The state of being similar or alike. She made a comparison between the two cars before deciding which one to buy. He drew a comparison between his current job and his previous position. The comparison of prices revealed that the new model was more expensive than the previous one. The comparison of the two paintings showed similarities in style and technique. A comparison of their personalities revealed some striking differences. Analog is noun. A person or thing seen as comparable to another. A system or method of transmitting data or signals representing data by means of a continuous variable, typically by modulating a carrier wave. The pencil can be seen as an analog for the human hand, allowing for precise manipulation and control. Before the advent of digital photography, photographers used film cameras as an analog for capturing images. The analog of a switchboard operator in the modern age might be an artificial intelligence managing a call center. Morse code served as an analog for transmitting messages over long distances before the invention of telephones. Vinyl records are often cherished by audiophiles for their warm sound and tactile experience, serving as an analog for digital music. Homogeneity as noun. The degree to which a group, population, or entity is composed of similar or identical elements, characteristics, or components. The quality or state of being homogeneous. Uniformity, consistency. The homogeneity of the population made it easier to conduct statistical analysis and draw meaningful conclusions from the data. The diversity of opinion within the committee challenged its homogeneity and led to lively debates on policy decisions. The homogeneity of the sample group ensured that the results of the experiment were not skewed by external factors. The cultural homogeneity of the small town contributed to a strong sense of community and shared identity among its residents. Economic policies aimed at promoting homogeneity across regions often overlook the unique challenges faced by rural communities. Discrepancy as noun. A difference or variance between expected or reported values. A lack of agreement, consistency, or compatibility between two or more things. The auditor discovered several discrepancies in the company's financial records. There was a significant discrepancy between the budget projections and the actual expenses. There is a discrepancy in the witness statements regarding the sequence of events. The student's test scores revealed a discrepancy between his performance in math and English. The discrepancy between the two reports raised questions about the accuracy of the data. Similarity is noun. A point of comparison or correspondence between different elements or entities. The quality or state of being similar. Resemblance or likeness between two or more things. There is a remarkable similarity between the two paintings, suggesting they were created by the same artist. The professor pointed out the striking similarity between the two theories, emphasizing their shared principles. The similarity in their handwriting made it difficult to determine who wrote the note. Despite coming from different cultural backgrounds, they discovered a surprising similarity in their tastes in music. The similarity in their opinions on the matter indicated they had been influenced by the same sources. Differentiation as noun. The acquisition of specialized characteristics during development or evolution, resulting in the formation of distinct structures or functions. The process of distinguishing or identifying differences between things or people. In biology, cell differentiation refers to the process by which unspecialized cells become specialized for specific functions, such as muscle cells or nerve cells. Cultural differentiation refers to the diversity of customs, traditions, and practices among different groups or societies. Product differentiation is a marketing strategy that emphasizes the unique features or attributes of a product to distinguish it from competitors. The differentiation of rock layers allows geologists to study the Earth's history and past environmental conditions. The differentiation of labor within a society contributes to its economic and social organization. Parallel as verb. To be similar to or correspond with something else. To run alongside or be comparable to another thing in terms of characteristics, structure, or behavior. To move or progress in a direction that is parallel to something else. To proceed simultaneously or in harmony with another activity or process. The two roads parallel each other for several miles before diverging. Her experiences parallel those of characters in the novel she's reading. The new findings parallel the results of previous studies conducted in the same area. The growth of the economy paralleled the expansion of the technology sector. As their careers progressed, their paths began to parallel each other more closely. Equivalence as verb. To consider or treat two or more things as being equal or interchangeable. To regard or define as equivalent in value, significance, or meaning. To establish or assert a relationship of equality or similarity between two or more things. In diplomacy, countries often seek to equivalence their respective rights and obligations in international agreements. The court ruling equivalents the rights of both parties involved in the dispute. The teacher emphasized the importance of equivalence when solving mathematical equations. The committee equivalents the two proposals based on their potential impact and feasibility. It's essential to equivalence the risks and benefits of different treatment options when making medical decisions. Contrast is verb. To compare two or more things, to show the differences between them. To place two or more things side by side in order to show the differences between them. The chef contrasted the flavors of the spicy sauce with the sweetness of the dessert. The author contrasted the characters in her book to demonstrate their contrasting personalities. The artist contrasted light and dark colors in her painting to create a striking effect. The new model was contrasted with the previous model to highlight the improvements. The speaker contrasted the differences between the two political parties in her speech. Divergence as noun. A difference or variation between two or more things. The state of being different or distinct. The act or process of diverging. A deviation, separation, or branching off from a common point or course. The divergence of opinions among the members of the committee led to lengthy discussions. There was a clear divergence between the predicted outcomes and the actual results. The novel explores the cultural divergence between urban and rural communities. The divergence in their career paths became evident as they pursued different interests. The economic policies of the two countries showed significant divergence over the years. Distinction as noun. The quality of being excellent or exceptional, superiority or merit. The recognition or indication of a difference or contrast between two or more things. The distinction between right and wrong is fundamental to ethical decision-making. The artist's work stood out for its originality and artistic distinction. She graduated with distinction, earning top marks in her class. He achieved great distinction in his field, earning numerous awards and accolades. The professor made a clear distinction between facts and opinions in the lecture. Analogy as noun. A comparison made between two things to highlight their similarities. A way of understanding one thing by comparing it to another. The writer used the analogy of a chess game to describe the political strategies of two opposing leaders. The analogy of a football game was used to explain the process of democratic decision-making. The teacher used the analogy of a ship navigating through stormy waters to describe how to overcome challenges in life. The analogy between the human brain and a computer has been used to explain cognitive processes. The biologist used the analogy of a jigsaw puzzle to explain how different genes work together to create complex traits. Contrast is noun. A difference between two or more things, especially when this difference is very noticeable. The degree of difference between light and dark parts of an image or picture. The contrast between the dark, stormy sky and the bright, sunny field below. The contrast between the quiet, peaceful countryside and the busy, bustling city. The contrast between a minimalist, modern interior design and a traditional, ornate interior design. The contrast between a soft, smooth silk fabric and a rough, textured burlap fabric. The contrast between the high-pitched sound of a flute and the deep, resonant sound of a bassoon. Dissimilarity as noun. A point or aspect in which things or people are not similar, a difference or contrast. The quality or state of being unlike or different, lack of resemblance or similarity. Despite being twins, they exhibited a striking dissimilarity in personality and interests. The dissimilarity in their tastes made it challenging to find common ground in their friendship. The dissimilarities in their approaches to problem-solving often led to disagreements in the team. The dissimilarity between the two paintings was evident in their styles and subject matter. Cultural dissimilarities can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts between people from different backgrounds. Parallel as adjective. Being side by side and having the same distance continuously between them, extending in the same direction and being equidistant at all points. Similar in nature, function, or structure. Having corresponding or analogous features that can be compared or matched. The project progressed on 2 parallel tracks to meet the tight deadline. The two companies operate in parallel industries but have distinct business models. Their lives took parallel paths, leading to similar outcomes. The two lines are parallel and will never intersect. The novel presents parallel storylines that converge at the climax. Correspondence as noun. A close similarity or relationship between two things. Communication by exchanging letters, emails, or other written messages. She maintains regular correspondence with her pen pal in another country. The company received a flood of correspondence in response to the advertisement. The artist's use of color creates a striking correspondence between the painting and the natural landscape. The book contains a collection of historical correspondence between the two leaders. There is a clear correspondence between the rise in temperature and the increase in ice melting. Heterogeneity as noun. The presence of a variety of different elements or types within a group or population. The quality or state of being diverse in character or content. Genetic heterogeneity can contribute to variations in disease susceptibility and treatment response among individuals. The heterogeneity of opinions within the group made it challenging to reach a consensus on the issue. Social heterogeneity in the workplace can foster creativity and innovation by bringing together people with different backgrounds and perspectives. The cultural heterogeneity of the city's population is reflected in its vibrant neighborhoods and diverse cuisine. The country's economy benefits from the heterogeneity of its industries, which range from agriculture to technology. Equivalence as noun. A correspondence or similarity in function, effect, or purpose between two or more things. A relationship of equality or similarity. The state or condition of being equal in value, significance, or meaning. The quality of being equivalent or interchangeable. There is an equivalence of importance between physical health and mental well-being. In mathematics, the principle of equivalence states that two expressions or equations are equal or identical in value. The treaty aimed to establish equivalence between the rights and responsibilities of the two nations. The equivalence of the two products lies in their ability to provide the same level of performance at a similar price point. Currency exchange rates are determined based on the equivalence of value between different currencies. Correlation as noun. A mutual relationship or connection between two or more things. The degree to which two or more variables change together. There is a positive correlation between exercise and overall health. Economic data suggests a correlation between unemployment rates and consumer spending. The study aimed to determine the correlation between diet and heart disease. Researchers analyzed the correlation between student performance and attendance. Studies have shown a strong correlation between smoking and lung cancer. Likeness is noun. A portrait, sculpture, or representation that closely resembles a person or thing, often used for identification or recognition. The quality or state of being similar to someone or something else, resemblance or similarity. There was an undeniable likeness between the two brothers, with their identical smiles and mannerisms. The facial recognition software identified the suspect based on the likeness detected in surveillance footage from the crime scene. In legal proceedings, witnesses are asked to confirm the likeness of the suspect to the perpetrator depicted in the police sketch. The sculptor was commissioned to create a marble likeness of the city's founding father to be displayed in the town square. The artist's painting captured the likeness of the famous actress so accurately that it was mistaken for a photograph. Disparity is noun. A significant difference or inequality, especially in age, amount, rank, or status. The state of being fundamentally different or distinct. A lack of similarity or uniformity. The educational system often reflects disparities in access to resources and opportunities. The study revealed a striking racial disparity in the rates of incarceration. There is a vast disparity in income between the rich and the poor in this country. The disparity in healthcare outcomes between urban and rural areas is a cause for concern. Gender disparity persists in many industries, with women earning less than men for the same work. Level up your English. Master vocabulary, idioms, and phrasal verbs with fun quizzes. Translate meanings into 104 languages. Download now. Link in the description. Please like and subscribe to our channel.